Hello guys, welcome back to our video here on Bitcoin. Right now we finally broke out here. We broke these highs here. I'm still sitting in my long as we discussed with a live today earlier in the Discord. So make sure to join the Discord because I will do more live trades there for everybody. You don't have to be VIP, it's public for everybody to join. So right now we're still here in our long. I still expect this 70,000 to get reached. This is a modified shift that we have from the bear market low. Somebody asked me how to draw this pitchfork from the bear market lows to the all-time highs and then to the recent lows here. So this still remains our main target here at 70,000. Once we come up there, I still think this could be the next target, 75,000. But as I've been saying for a while, we're still in this massive range. That's why I take one target at a time, which we saw here what happened on the shift one. Everybody got very bullish, but since then for 2 months, we're basically just gone sideways. So no point to get super bullish here. Remember guys, take one target at a time. If we zoom in here on the 4 hour, as we mentioned yesterday, on the 4 hour, I said this median line is gonna act as resistance. We called this live in the Discord. So if you want to join the live, we caught this exact pump here. I said to people, here's a good hedge. I'm still long here overall. I still expect higher targets, but remember guys, there's always algorithms selling at these median lines. If we also check here the weekly Bitcoin chart, so the weekly we still have this as a 1 2 3 4. We're still expecting the fifth wave to start and to take us up here to the median line once again. But as I said, I see everybody, basically every crypto trader out there is looking at this trend line right here. So I am very skeptic that once we break this trend line, if we're just gonna straight go to the median line. What I usually see on Bitcoin, how it likes to trade, it likes to break these lines here, the trend lines, and then come back down, liquidate all the late buyers before we continue higher. Just something to be aware, because I see a lot of people are becoming bullish very quickly. Like today when we broke this high up here, I said to people, most likely we're just gonna wreck all the breakout traders. So everybody that sees this resistance here getting broken, starting longing here, and right now we can see this big wick we made on Bitcoin. This is not my take profit. This was just as a hedge. I don't know if you're short here where your take profit would be, but just an example for those who were in the stream and caught this nice short, you would be nice in profit right now. So right now I do expect some more sideways for Bitcoin, but overall on the daily, I still wait for this median line to get reached here. But as I said, we can still see more sideways here, maybe come down before we continue to the median line, because markets don't move straight up. I still have this as a magnet. I think this median line is going to get reached, but it's good to be cautious here. If we then check the Ethereum chart, so on the Ethereum chart I had here, if we come on the 4 hour, as yesterday I mentioned, we had from the lows to the highs to the recent lows. So our first target was the shift pitchfork here. Once we broke the shift pitchfork, I said my next target is going to be this original. For the time being, I'm kind of a bit worried to still have this my target. I posted this in the Discord as well. Right now I'm kind of 50-50 if we're going to go to this median line. So there's a possibility Ethereum won't go there because we are below the 0.5 line here. Especially if you come here on the daily time frame, you can see how steep this pitchfork is. So if in fact we're going to go to this median line, Ethereum would have to start very, very quickly printing some super bullish candles. So this is not, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but if Bitcoin start if Ethereum start pumping, this is gonna be my next target. But there's a possibility we don't go to this median line. Just want to make that clear for you guys, since Bitcoin has also hit here resistance. So I wouldn't be surprised if we still chop around here and maybe go a bit lower. Nobody can see the future. Nobody knows where the market is going to go, as I said in the live stream as well. But what we can know, quote unquote, nobody can know anything. But what we can guess with high probability is where algorithms are buying and selling. Just as today, just as how we predicted the top down here, where I entered long, is when you can see the same exact pitchfork here. You can see how powerful these median lines are. So guys, don't take my word for it. Learn how I trade these pitchforks, and you can draw them yourself on any altcoin, any chart. You will see how they're almost like magic. And also down here, as I said earlier today, usually you get these candles through. So they look very, very scary. You think price is just going to crash, and then usually they get bought up. The 4 hour gets closed above, and then market reverses. So as I said, I'm bullish right now, but you never know what can happen. Just as right now, we have from the lows here to the highs and then to the recent lows. So market was super, super bullish. Nobody wanted to short here, and then all of a sudden we get this weak and market comes down. So we could reverse here. I don't see that happening because we're very close to this median line. I do think we're gonna continue this trend higher. Market looks very, very bullish overall, but just something to be cautious, guys. Pay attention to these median lines here. what you can do, join the free Discord, link down below. Just come here on the Bitcoin analysis. We've been spot on. You can just check here my analysis. We've been called perfectly. I posted this, my next target here, this middle line. We can see we reached it today. So if you were in the Discord, you have caught the exact top. Please guys, remember, don't buy into green candles. I see some people said they got wrecked on this dump today, but I literally posted it here in the Discord. I said pay attention to this middle line up here, which we then reached today. We almost reached it yesterday, then we came down, and then finally the algorithms got to their target. So very often here it looked like market was gonna go down, but then we came up here, hit the middle line, and right now we have dumped a bit. But overall the direction is to the upside. We also check the stock market here on the weekly. Stock market is starting to look super scary. We're just continuing to fly higher here. So once this target here at around 7k gets hit, it's some big event is going to happen. As I said in my previous videos, I don't know if it's a World War III is going to start, but they're going to have some big explanation to start this massive crash to the downside, because I do think this stock market is going to continue a multi-decade super cycle here, and we need a big correction. I wouldn't be surprised if the stock market corrects back to the lows we had down here during COVID. And as I've shared before, I had this, I think it was, I believe this one I had here. So this was the COVID crash that we had before. So during the COVID crash as well, we had this perfect 1, 2, 3, fourth wave into the 0.31, the most powerful fib, and then algorithms start selling at the minus 0.236, the only two Fibonacci's I use. And here again, it was COVID that explained this crash, but there's always like some explanation when you see a crash, even though the technicals all usually are the ones that predict the top, but there's also an explanation, like in this case it was COVID-19 that caused this crash here. So that's why I'm also looking at this median line. Some big event is going to happen here in my opinion. I know it's pure speculation, but I do think we're going to have some crazy move here to the upside, another 20% for the stock market to the upside, which is absolutely insane, I know guys, but I do think the closer I get to this, we can do this midline, the more confident I'm getting. If the stock market would start correcting here, then this midline is not going to get reached, because it's just going to be too difficult for the stock market then to catch up and go do something like that. So it's now or never in the next few months, maybe 6 months max, maybe 7 months max. Maybe by the end of 2026, the latest, I do expect us to hit this middle line and enter a massive recession. And that's most likely going to affect Bitcoin as well, as Bitcoin correlates with the stock market. So I do expect Bitcoin to continue also a bit higher here before then we go lower. So right now there's a lot of opportunity. Pay attention to this middle line. People are asking me where I'm looking to go long next. What I look for is from the lows to the highs. Previously, we saw a nice bounce from the 0.31. Once again, I'm looking here, we just pull the same fib to these highs. We can see another nice bounce from the 0.31. But as I've said in the past, the market cannot always bounce from the 0.31. Even though this Fibonacci is extremely powerful, the market cannot always do this. At some point, the market needs to correct further than 31% of its move before it continues higher. So far, if we can hold this low, I think this could have been the low and we'll go now higher. But as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we break this fib, because in the past, we have respected it perfectly. And we can see the exact same pattern on Ethereum. So Ethereum, we had similarly here, we took from the lows here to the highs. And I said here we're at support. And then we had a big breakout to the upside. So same thing here. If you now pull this fib to the highs here, right now you can see Ethereum is holding this fib, but it doesn't mean the low is in. We could still come lower here, break this fib before going higher, because we've already respected it in the past. So when you have seen price respected in the past, you have to be more cautious. The fib is less likely to provide continuation. Still likely to give a bounce, like on Ethereum we have bounced from the fib here, we're holding it. As I mentioned in the live, I said the next green candle will be, the next 4 hour candle will be a green candle. So time will show if my prediction was right, but so far it looks good. Also Ethereum is at the shift pitchfork. So as I mentioned earlier, we can come back here. So this was the shift pitchfork. We can see on the normal scale, the shift one, sorry. So we can see it has found support from the shift one. Also, we're sitting at the 0.31. You could also alternatively use this low. So Ethereum is having confluence support here. Ethereum does look weaker than Bitcoin, so I wouldn't be too keen on longing this, to be honest here. I rather just look to add to my Bitcoin longs. So far so good. If you come here on the 2 hour, nothing much to say. We have a nice demand zone down here. Here I would really like to look to add to my long on Bitcoin. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get there. Otherwise, you could just buy here and have a stop loss under the lows here and expect continuation. no matter what happens now, just be cautious, guys. This market is still in this massive sideways mode here. Just trying to help you guys. I see so many people saying they're getting wrecked. Just follow the charts, come here, or you can join the Telegram as well. If you don't have Discord, I do post all these charts in the Telegram. So if you were in the Discord, you would have known that this would have been our target. Our next target is 69k, and that's what happened once we reach this median line. So just be cautious here. I'm not sure what the market wants to do here. What I am very confident is that this median line is going to get reached next, and then most likely we're going to go to the next median line at around 100k once we can manage to break out of this massive range. Lastly, I wanted to say, guys, I have another campaign here for Bluefin. So you get 10% deposits on all the deposits you make in the next 28 days. So you get 10% deposit on top of that, and then you can win these different prizes. You can win up to a Rolex. The more you trade, the more likely it is. The AirPods are very easy to win, even if you don't have a big account. The Nintendo Switch as well, and then you have iPhone prize here. So if you want to win any of these prizes, sign up to the link below to Bluefin and get 10% deposit bonus as well. Otherwise, guys, please make sure to check out the Discord. Please like the video if you enjoy the daily updates, and I will update you again, guys, tomorrow how we can trade this market.